Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Where are you?
Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha.
That's good.
The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma, in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Good. So, let me see. Okay. Good. Yeah. We done with the mindfulness. Mindfulness, that means we just try to remember the good conduct from the Bodhisattva or the Holy One from their story. So we be able to keep up that spirit, right? Of practicing loving kindness and compassion. That's important. Now we can, so last time we learned about this story already, right? And now we go directly for the concentration. And the concentration, that means we go ahead and learn about the forgiveness meditation. And this is, I think there is one of the, before he was a monk, he's American. And he learned both Theravada as well as the Mahayana. And he learned about the consciousness only as well. And he also know about the Buddhist psychology a little bit, I think, a lot. And also he had described the forgiveness meditation, and it worked very well for the Western people. Compared to the seventh step of development of bodhicitta, I think this is more suitable. Don't you think?
There were two options for the developing bodhicitta. One was the 7 steps, and wasn't the other replacing self with other?
Oh, no, not this yet. Not that thing we have not yet touched. That is in the 8th chapter, in the chapter 8. This is I'm using the Buddhist psychology.
Okay, for the forgiveness
Right.
meditation.
So we learn 2 different models, right? The 5 universal model as well as the 5 universal interactive model, I think, and the 5 particular interactive model, I think. That how they call. I'm not so sure. Let me see. The 5 universal interactive model, that is the first one. That how we be able to see our anger, and we'll be able to stop before we let the anger become to trigger the action, right? That like you manage the anger. But the second model, after the universal, it worked good. Then we go to the second model, the 5 particular state model. This is the one that we learned that how to uproot the anger seed, right? And this is the long-term benefit model, right? We learn about the desire, the determination. The determination, it helps us to see both sides, the good and the bad. The good, the bad side of the anger, right? You see the bad thing about the anger from the Buddha teaching, and we also see the benefit of practicing the loving kindness. And that's why it gives us the determination to the Buddha teaching. And the next step is, due to the determination, we can want to empower, to enhance or increase the determination even more by the mindfulness through the story, right? And that's how we be able to have more motivation to practice loving kindness instead of nurture the hatreds. Now the concentration due to both strong mindfulness and determination, our mind will not easily have you thought. And in order to do this, I think we should learn about the forgiveness meditation, right? That's important. Mm. Okay. Let's. Oh, not this one. Where are you? Wrong one. Not this one. Oh, where are you? Um, they're done somewhere. Mm. 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 Oh, hold on. Mm. I have too many stories. Okay, where are you? I use this thing to teach the seventh grade or way to 12th grade. Um, for the young age, I want them to be able to see this thing and to learn it. Hopefully, it benefit them in some way. Oh, where are you? Let me see. Wait, the mindfulness man. Let me
Did
see.
you use the find function and try typing in forgiveness?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's good. Very good. Okay. All right. Function forgiveness. Let me see. Mm, 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 where are you? Mm. Oh, I moved them somewhere. Let me think. Okay, I have more than one place. Okay, let me think. I did too many level and I have I'm confused. Forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness. Okay. What is it? This one. Mm, no. Go back, go back, go back. Where are you? I saw the meditation, right? Forgiveness meditation. Okay, good. This is the one.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. Mm. Okay. Go ahead and read the title and as well.
Forgiveness of others, forgiveness of yourself. To practice forgiveness meditation, let yourself sit comfortably, allowing your eyes to close and your breath to be natural and easy. Let your body and mind relax, breathing gently into the area of your heart. Let yourself feel all the barriers you have erected and the emotions that you have carried because you have not forgiven. Not forgiven yourself, not forgiven others. Let yourself feel the pain of keeping your heart closed. Then, breathing softly, begin asking and extending forgiveness. Reciting the following words, letting the images and feelings that come up grow deeper as you repeat them.
Okay, good stuff right there. What do we understand on the first paragraph?
The first step is about allowing the mind to become calm and relaxed, to turn inward, and then becoming aware of any barriers internally, any sort of rigidity, resentment, like emotions that are being held, and to notice those first, to acknowledge them and acknowledge the consequences of them, and then to begin working to forgive and to ask for forgiveness with this the phrase that comes next.
So basically, the key thing in here is to imagine to come up with the image, right? That means imagine the image that we've been experiencing to our emotion, someone that we do not forgive, and let that thing and the feeling come together. That's how they work it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead and do the next one.
There are many ways that I have hurt and harmed others, have betrayed or abandoned them, caused them suffering knowingly or unknowingly, out of my pain, fear, anger, and confusion. Let yourself remember and visualize the ways you have hurt others. See and feel the pain you have caused out of your own fear and confusion. Feel your own sorrow and regret. Sense that. Finally, you can release this burden and ask for forgiveness. Picture each memory that still burdens your heart, and then to each person in your mind repeat, I ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your forgiveness.
Okay, okay. Let's go ahead and summarize this part right here.
Yeah, so it's this part is for asking forgiveness from others. So it's being mindful of all the times that we've caused some sort of harm or pain or suffering to others. And it's not a means to beat ourselves up. We also acknowledge that the origin of these actions was because of, pain, fear, anger, confusion, and we ask for forgiveness, like visualizing each situation and visualizing asking each person for forgiveness. And I think this helps to appropriately align our mind, where if we practice this, then when we're around those people, we'll have that sense about us, that willingness to acknowledge our faults and to,
But most of the time, don't you think that that's how mind work?
is that how what works?
No, most of the time, do you think our mind work like that, or we have to do it? We have to engage,
Well, I think it's good to also formally say it to the person as well.
right? But usually, our mind will not. It's not easy for us to
Yeah.
admit our mistake, right? Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
Especially if we're still angry at the other person, it's very hard to see what we did wrong.
it's very tough to acknowledge, and it's very tough to well, even though that we hurt other, but we always think that they are the troublemaker. We are not.
Mm-hmm.
That's how usually we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and even yeah, just like anger, we cannot be able to admit it and to see our own mistake, our own problem. We are the one who caused them, not they, right? And it's very tough. And we rarely acknowledge, aware if we don't learn and we don't practice. It's very tough to aware. So let's say that what is the good thing about this? If we keep practicing this, and let's say that sometime in the future we accidentally we hurt other without intention, and that this will help us quickly to see it. Or even though we due to our anger we hurt them, but very quickly it will, even though afterward, right, we'll be able to sit down, we'll be able to see it. But if we don't practice, no, then it's hardly for us to see it. That's why the whole process here, all this step here to let us visualize the thing that we did to them. We have to imagine. We have to come up with the image that what did we do with that person, right? Exactly how we did it and how they get hurt. As well as that we should also feel the pain from other as well. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah, when we get angry, it's very tough for us to don't even talking about. Okay, look at to see our own problem. No, we don't. So and how do they so basically how they want us to do it in the way.
From the first part?
Yeah, no, yeah. Just in the forgiveness of other. Right?
Others. So basically, it's to first, become calm, give yourself the moment to like allow your breathing to settle and your mind to settle, and then to become mindful of the different events, the different times that we had done something that hurt other people, to visualize those, and then to also visualize and also have the feeling of the impact of how we hurt the other person, empathizing with the hurt that they had, and then visualizing asking them for forgiveness.
And you know what? At the beginning, maybe our cloudy mind, it's not easy to visual the image. Right? We have to really deeply practice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The person who will be able to do this, don't you think they are very brave?
They have very what?
They are very brave, very brave. That means they have a gut to look into it.
Yes.
They're very brave, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That means that it's not easy to proactive and do this. Not easy at all. And that means we have to take some gut and really proactive and do it. And that's how when we practice like this, and it will it take a while and it will become your get used to it. And it will help us to have more calm. It will calm our mind, our heart, right? But otherwise, this will be a big burden for us. We will feel regret, very regretful, whatever we did to them. If we don't do this, we cannot release this burden. Sameya, how are you?
I'm good.
You good? I heard you have a lot of friend for your party, birthday, your friend birthday party. Oh, I could not see her face because
Yeah.
of the background.
Like, if you come over here, maybe come up beside me. There you go.
Oh, wow. You enjoy your friend birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you give them something? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Good. That's good. That's really good. I really I'm proud you have a good friend. Yeah.
And she says bye. She's going to bed.
Oh, she go to bed?
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. Good, good.
See you.
So yeah, that's why when we keep if we really take some time and sit down and relax and take a moment and try to come up with the image and really look into it. And this is the big step. That is the very big step to move forward. Try to help us to remove the burden. Otherwise, we will live with the regretfulness.
Mhm.
for a long time. Yeah. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Do the next one.
Forgiveness for yourself. There are many ways that I have hurt and harmed myself. I've betrayed or abandoned myself many times, through thought, word, or deed, knowingly or unknowingly. Feel your own precious body and life. Let yourself see the ways you have hurt or harmed yourself. Picture them, remember them, feel the sorrow you have carried from this, and sense that you can release these burdens. Extend forgiveness for each of them one by one. Repeat to yourself, for the ways I have hurt myself through action or inaction, out of fear, pain, and confusion, I now extend a full and heartfelt forgiveness. I forgive myself, I forgive myself. So yeah, this is acknowledging now, instead of the ways we've brought harm on others, it's the ways that we've brought harm on ourselves. Could be bad habits, whether it's addictions or just not getting enough physical activity, overeating, staying up late, partying all the time, whatever it could be, but different things that we could do to bring harm to the health of our body, bring harm to our mental well-being, or to our maybe even our material situation. Maybe we're holding some sort of resentment of a choice that affected a job or something like that. So in this case, it's just being mindful of those things and consciously working to let go of those resentments and to forgive oneself.
The resentment, huh? Don't you think the people who depressed, don't you think they hurt themselves a lot?
Yeah, it's particularly tricky for people when they're depressed. Yeah.
Actually, the people who have depression, they harm themselves a lot. Why? Because they do not understand their emotion. And they are very sensitive, the self. They are very sensitive to the self, right? And they are very sensitive to emotion. Emotion, it means self. Just like the mana consciousness, right? So every time we say something with those people, we have to be very careful because we easily hurt their feelings. If we are not mindful, we will hurt them. And that's why they isolate themselves. They cut all the communication, and they always they have a lot of anger, and they also have the mindset of commit suicide because they think that they are useless, they are helpless. They think that they are no one love, no one care for them, and they don't have they have very low self-esteem or lack of confidence, self-confidence. And they are very easy to harm themselves in the right way. And usually there are many different causes of the depression. And one of the causes of the depression that can lead to this one is the trauma or abuse. Trauma or abuse. Trauma, right?
Trauma.
Trauma or an abuse. Even in the young age, right? They live in the very negative environment and they were abused by others. And that will create the trauma for them and they carry it. I have a friend, I told you, right? I don't know, I told you that my friend here about my age right now, 55 years old. When we on the same scenario. We left the country, we escaped Vietnam And we were the both people. We lived with uncle, right? Family. And he was I think his uncle abused him so much. And also his older brother joined the gangster. And of course he was in prison. He was in prison. His brother, not him, the older one. And you know what? Yes, he will be able to graduate a good degree, college degree. But after almost 40 years, if anyone mention about his uncle name, you know what? His anger is uncontrollable, arrived from him. And he said that I'm going to kill him. And he said, I killed that uncle. This is the trauma. And you know what? He very easy. He have a habit of get angry very easily. Any kind of a minor thing could trigger his anger. And you know what? When if you in the car with him, right? If someone cut him in the middle of the street, you know what he did? He will press on the paddle and they over speed and cut that person in the that person car and stop the car and go down and about to hit that person. It's very dangerous. What happened? This guy have the gun and he do. And you know what? When I go with him, I'm very nervous. He's very easy to get angry without control. That is the symptom, the sign of the depression. And this is the very deep depression, not the minor. He carried with him for many years, almost 40 years. And I tried to help him, but I could not be able to help. It's not easy. One time I accidentally mentioned about let's forgive, let go all the past. Even your uncle. When I mentioned his uncle, not even I don't know his uncle name. And you know what? His anger busted without control. Yeah, that's why this is the type of we harm ourselves in the great way. We it's not easy for him to have a good life, happy life. He's stuck in his own mind. And it's very tough for him to learn how to forgive. And he also read a lot of sutra. And he was a Buddhist lay person. But somehow his mind, he was imprisoned by the mind. That means the mind imprisoned him. That's terrible. And that's very scary. Even though I have a similar life like him when I was young. I lived almost exactly the scenario that he left. But I'm very lucky that I don't have that problem. I will easily forgive others without learning the Buddhism. I remember one time I was in I think that was the second year of my college. in the university. I go in the room, the empty room, right? When there no class, I use the empty room to study. And suddenly, I have the very strange thought come up to me. Why should we, if I'm a businessman, I should do the business for the profits? That like if that person, if I have a resentment against that person, but that person do not know, but who will be who will suffer the most? Ourselves, not that person. So why should we do the business that doesn't have any profit or benefit to ourselves? Forget it. So after that, when I have that thought, and I say to myself, I will forgive that person. Want to be able to say it? It's just like 1,000 pounds on my shoulder. I drop it on the ground. I remember that time I was only 22 years old. And yeah, since then, I free from that burden. There's no more burden. And you know what? Every time I go back to Utah, I live in California. Every year I go back to Utah. I visit my uncle as well. Just like nothing happened. Um, so yeah, at that time I do not know much about Buddhism. You know what? At those years, it's very tough to find the monk to give a lecture to us. It's very tough during those years, especially in US. It's very rare, and there ain't no internet. uh, and you know what? I spend a lot of time to search for to seek for the way. That means to learn Buddhism. And finally, I had to give up, and I focus on my study. But anyway, that's why it's not easy learn to let go. The only time it in my case, I think it was a big blessing that maybe in the past, maybe I make the vow. That's why when we learn about Bodhicitta, it helps us to open our mind to develop the loving kindness and compassion. And also at the same time, it will help us to know how to make the vow. We call it Bodhicitta vow. And when we die, usually the two things will determine where we go to the next life. That means the consciousness and the power of the karma. But if we have the vow will be the third one. And the vow is very powerful. When we have problems like this, the vow is the invisible force that will protect us, that we don't even aware, that we don't even know. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, learn how to forgive ourselves. It's not easy. Just like my friend, right? Usually we don't know that we are the one harm ourselves. We don't. When we harm ourselves, we don't realize that we harm ourselves. Just like the person who have depression, they don't know they harm themselves. They just do it out of the anger of themselves, anger of the other. So, well, so when we be able to see this model, this kind of practice, Yes, the first thing is we should admit that we harm ourselves due to the anger, due to the resentment or whatever. We always admit it. That is the first step. If we don't admit it, nothing will work. That is the big step. To be able to see it, that is our problem. That we are the one who harm or hurt ourselves. When we have that mind, we have that in our mind. That is the very big step. The next step is easy. Practice, it will take time. And easily master it after a couple of weeks. We can be able to remove the burden. But the first step is admit it, realize it, and aware of it, and recognize it. It's not easy. The same thing on the first step, hurt order, right? The first step is to admit it. We are the one who caught them. We are the troublemaker. It's not easy. We have to have a lot of gut to be able to do that. Once we be able to do it, we save our own life. No one else can save us. We, the one who save us. Other people only give us the technique. But if we don't admit it, technique becomes useless. A woman, the lay woman, she about 70, I think. She will come to our temple very often. And she have a problem we call a panic attack or phobia, germ phobia or any kind of panic phobia or something like that. Everything is, she very sensitive and she always afraid, fear. And you know what? When she have fear, she just come up with all kind of imagination. And that make the problem become bigger and bigger. And this morning, she called me. I told her that because every time she have problems, she called me and I help her to calm her down. I did many times, few times already. Anytime, if you need help, you just call me. And this morning, she called me around almost 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, okay. And after we talked for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, I calm her down. And she will come to the temple today for the retreat. Yeah. That she harm herself a lot because the panic attack her without reason. Okay, anyway. So learn all these things here is a good thing that we know and we can have the experience mean to help others. That is a good thing. In school, I'm very bad at psychology. I don't know much about psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I learned the concept not only, and it take me into the Buddhist psychology, and I see it beautiful. Therefore, it take me to look into the Western psychology. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's go on to the next one.
Forgiveness for those who have hurt or harmed you. There are many ways that I have been harmed by others, abused or abandoned, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed. Let yourself picture and remember these many ways. Feel the sorrow you have carried from the past and sense that you can release this burden of pain by extending forgiveness when your heart is ready. Now say to yourself, I now remember the many ways others have hurt or harmed me, wounded me out of fear, pain, confusion, and anger. I have carried this pain in my heart too long. To the extent that I am ready, I offer them forgiveness. To those who have caused me harm, I offer my forgiveness. I forgive you. Let yourself gently repeat these 3 directions for forgiveness until you feel a release in your heart. For some great pains, you may not feel a release, but only the burden and the anguish or your anger you have held. Touch this softly. Be forgiving of yourself for not being ready to let go and move on. Forgiveness cannot be forced. It cannot be artificial. Simply continue the practice and let the words and images work gradually in their own way. In time, you can make the forgiveness meditation a regular part of your life, letting go of the past and opening your heart to each new moment with a wise, loving kindness.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, emphasizing the fact that forgiveness can't be achieved simply through a mental exercise, but there's also like an emotional component and letting go of an emotional component. And sometimes it takes people a while to get where they can see clearly enough that they can really let it go. I think a lot of times the resentment towards another, it seems like it's not something that like I'm holding on to, the individual is holding on to. It seems like it's just the natural consequence of what happened and that it's not being maintained. So I think people in that setting, we first need to see that the resentment is being held on to, that if and kind of feel the way in which it's being held, like what is the crux of the lack of forgiveness. And then that can, I think, help people to see how they can forgive. And I've run into that dynamic with people, kind of like you were talking about with your friend. Sometimes even the idea of forgiveness is an insult because of
Hmm.
how bad what this person did, and they can't even begin to consider that forgiveness would benefit them. So it's a delicate. I think this is a delicate one for some folks. But if we're ready to forgive, then I think yeah, this can help us on the way with that.
So the person who harm us or hurt us, whatever, is very sensitive that when we look into it, usually it triggers our anger. At the moment we are about to look into it, it will trigger our anger. So we have to be very soft and gradually do it slowly and slowly. And we really, in order to do this, that's why when we learn the Mahayana Sutra, especially the Flower Adornment Sutra, when you read the chapter 25, that means the 10 round or the 10 dedication and the 10 conduct. Those things, when you read those things, it will open our mind a lot. And due to that, and we see ourselves very small compared to the empty space. Compared with the Buddha and Bodhisattva great work, and we see ourselves very small. Nothing to compare. And one, it helps us to open our mind, and we be able to embrace other. If we don't have the mechanic to open our mind from the Mahayana teaching, it's very tough to enrage others. Just like you said, when someone said that forgive the one that harm us, they just the insult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not easy. The only time we can be able to forgive them without just like our own nature. That means we have a very good root in the past. That we've been practiced the loving kindness and compassion in past life. It came to us naturally. No artificial. Right? We cannot do it like artificial, no. It has to be natural. In order to have the natural like that, we need to have the big teaching like the Mahayana teaching, not Theravada. Theravada cannot help us to open our mind. That's why the flower adornment sutra is a beautiful sutra. It helps us to develop the loving kindness and compassion in the right way. That's why but if you practice with someone guy, right? If the person that want to practice with the right teacher, that means side by side in the retreat for many weeks together, yeah, it will work. Every time they have problem, they will talk directly to the teacher, and the teacher will be able to help them to transform it. Otherwise, at home, it's not easy for a person to do it at home. They have to go and practice at the community, at the group, and with the good teacher. And the one who know really good in psychology. And who really have the love and kindness and compassion. That's why I say that Buddhist psychology, you know what? It helps us to treat the problem at the root. But the Western psychology only take care at the range, not the root. That's why the psychologists or psychiatrists, when they do this kind of profession, for some time, they will get a lot of stress. Maybe they can enter into the depression because they have no way how to release it. So what they do, they go to do the mindfulness meditation in Buddhism. That's how they release it. A lot of psychologists do that.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, because we learn the consciousness, is very, very helpful in this setting, and we can be able to learn the Mahayana teaching as well as the Buddhist psychology. And you know what? Yes, we can be able to help others, but we can also protect ourselves as well. We know how to protect ourselves. We will not have a much negative impact from them. Yes, we have to spend time with them, but the direct impact is not that much because we know how to release them. But for the psychiatrists or psychologists, they do not. Yes, they be able to communicate with the patient. Time after time, it will accumulate it. Just like they are the trash can. The patient is throw all the trash into the trash can. And they have no, if they don't know how to recycle those trash, it will become the trash of their own. Yeah, right. Good. So that's why I am always focused on the concept when I say the Dharma, and I also focus on the Bodhicitta, because to me this thing is important. So any questions so far? Yeah. Do you think this thing will help you to practice?
Yeah, this is certainly something we've talked about before, and I've came across in the past. I I think it is good to practice this, and then after doing it for a while, it can become a little bit. I think the naturalness of the process increases, and so it's just being mindful of when we're holding some sort of resentment. Yeah.
So the good thing is, yes, before we learn about Buddhism in this way, we live in the environment that very terrible, right? All kind of trouble, problem. And we are one of them, of those member. We are a part of the group who participate directly into that environment. But one, we learn about Buddhism, and we also learn about how to learn about the Mahayana teaching as well, the Bodhicitta. And when, yes, we still live in the same environment, the environment is not changed, but we don't have much suffering as before. That makes sense? And we just like the one from outside, look into it. We are not the one who participate directly with the group. That's important. Very important. Yes, we do have some kind of effect, but not much like the past. And you know what? And when we, the one from outside, we look into it, right? We have more love and kindness and compassion to those people. And we say that, why they so ignorant? You know what I mean? And due to that, our love and kindness and compassion arise. Therefore, the only thing we can change is change our perspective. Then the problem will go away. The Western psychology is for the CBT, the cognitive behavior therapy. They teaching the patient to recognize at least more than 15 different cognitive distortion, and help them to, every time they have a negative thinking, the patient, help them to recognize it and change it, reframe it into the positive. That very helpful. That's good. But it only helps that like on the range. It's not the root. The root is how to recognize the self. And the self is the troublemaker, the manner, constant. And learn how to transform it to the love and kindness. Not resist. Don't resist. Don't fight. There's no need for fighting with the self. And to the Mahayana teaching, we learn about the Bodhicitta, and from there we can able to transform it. The self become more They get gradually it will get smaller and smaller each day. And so that's important. And that's what we fix the problem at the root, not at that range. Okay, good. That's good. Today we okay, so let's finish quickly. We passed the time already. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
We don't have time for the mantra.
It's I could. It's probably it's about 20 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's do it. Sorry, I always forget the time.
That's
I'm
okay.
very bad to keep up the time. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. No, not this one. Oh, where are you? Rồi cô Lan tổng chung ha.
Dạ thưa thầy.
Let me do the run. Before that, let's do we stop the section first before we don't need to record this thing. Let's go back to here. And we stop this one right here for a moment. Okay, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording. Okay.